Hey!
Yes.
Back again. It goes so quick. It goes so quick.
We are flying through these now. You know, how many have we had so far? We must be near 10 now.
Oh no, more than that. Sure, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know,
Who's counted? Who's counted?
Who is counting indeed? Anyway, listen, welcome to World Cup Wednesday. Myself, Gary, we've got Chris, and we've got Jay back again. To be fair, it's quite good we've got him on it, because from his, if anyone's been following his Instagram this week, he should put it up on his underneath his name. He spent more time in the shower advertising soap products than he has been doing about football, mate. How's that been going?
It's been great. I should have brought the bag with me, shouldn't I? Could have done a little bit live on this show right now.
Now's the time. Now's the time for all the viewers you got online. There's an opportunity missed. Opportunity missed.
Maybe next week there'll be a special surprise then. We'll see.
Do we get one each? Do we get one each? Do we get the package?
It's going to be right. It's going to be you just with your morning SAS or evening or afternoon or evening or whatever it is down in Houston. Maybe we'll get a gift bag. Never know, Chris, do you?
I know that Gary loves free stuff, right? Anything free is always good, right?
I love a freebie. This is actually
complimentary.
I don't often wear England shirts, but this was a freebie, and I do like it as well. It's a nice one.
Just clock that as well. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to World Cup Wednesday, where the three of us now, we're looking back as we build up to this summer's World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. We get ready for this summer's World Cup. We're all excited. But what we're doing right now is we're taking a flashback to previous World Cups in the past. Now, tonight on the show, before we get started, if you've not done so already, give us a follow on YouTube, like and subscribe and all that kind of jumbo mumbo. Follow us on Instagram, comment on any posts and all that kind of good stuff, and Facebook as well. Tag us if you want to tag us in something. EPL Across the Pond or World Cup Wednesday. We'll see the posts, we'll comment back and have a bit of fun. So tonight, we're going to be talking about 1966, and contrary to believe, the three of us weren't born during that World Cup. I don't know about Jay, but I know that Gary and I weren't. So we weren't born during that World Cup. But what I will say, and about you guys as well, normally we say, where did you watch it? How did you get involved with it? Being an Englishman, this was it was only 15 years before I was born, but this was kind of the World Cup that literally our parents talked about, our grandparents talked about. Everybody in England, when you were growing up, would talk about 66. It was almost like a reference point, right? Whereas, they talk about the Premier League era. Most people that we grew up with and older than us would talk about 1966 as kind of the staple point for English football. What about you, Gary?
I think people are still talking about it, unfortunately, because England haven't won anything since then. But
it'd be referencing an annoying song, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Jay, what are your thoughts on It's Coming Home? I'm sick of it.
Oh, used to love it. Definitely got overplayed in it over the years. So, once in a blue moon to hear it is nice, a bit of nostalgia. But yeah, I can leave it back in 1996 if I'm.
There's like 5 different versions of it now as well, and each time they come round, they do like a little tweak on it and stuff. So,
30 years of hurt worked, didn't it? 30 years of hurt was nice, and after that, you just forcing it after that.
Now the mad thing is now it's 60 years of hurt now.
No, don't even.
That's what it'll be this year.
Yeah.
60 years of hurt. Let's go for it. But all right, we will crack on with the little questions. The questions I think are a little bit easier this week, for some people anyway. But the point is just trying to get a little bit of extra knowledge, because you know what, you do see the video clips and you see everything else, but we do want to find a little bit of knowledge. We love a bit of trivia, don't we, Matt? So we're going to get into this. The first question for the day is, who found the World Cup trophy after it had been stolen before the tournament? So it was basically in a, what was it? It was in a presentation room, or it was in a gallery?
Yeah, they were traveling around the country to build up support for the World Cup. Again, this is the first World Cup, we should say, in England, based in England. I had it written down earlier. I think this is the 8th World Cup in total, but it's the first one based in England. And to drum up support for the World Cup and to promote it, the World Cup went on a little tour around the UK. And during that tour and the presentations it was being put on place, it was stolen. And do we tell you about the replica? Should we go there, or is that something coming up later? I can't remember. Okay,
we can do that.
So it was stolen, and in a panic, a replica was made. So they made a little replica, and the replica, up until like a couple of weeks before the tournament, was going to be the actual trophy that was used during the tournament. That replica still exists today, and it's in the the National Football History Museum in Manchester. So if you go to Manchester and you go to the History Museum of Football, that replica trophy that was built in 1966 is in the exhibition there.
That's it. It's true.
That's all I got.
And he makes a great point. Listen, we're full of trivia tonight, you know. I have actually done my research. I know, yeah, he's already off.
Jay's going to get excited. Jay's going to get excited about the summer. He really is.
All right,
he really is.
You ready for this? I got some facts for you.
Right.
All right. 1966, there was no subs allowed at this point in this tournament. This was in general as well. It was seen as an unfair assistance to have a sub. So there was no subs. If you got someone injured, if the goalie got injured, an outfield player went in goal and they just cracked on. There was also no red or yellow cards in this tournament. Red or yellow cards only came in 1970. So basically what the old way used to be was the referee could give you a verbal warning or he could dismiss you from the field. But they didn't bring reds and yellows in until Mexico 70. And it actually didn't come into the league play. You ready for this? They didn't come into league until 1976. And the reason is because nobody could understand the refs. So that's when they had to bring in red and yellow cards. So if you've got a Russian ref, for example, trying to tell an English person that they're off or they've given them a written warning, verbal warning, then they weren't allowed to do that.
So you got to remember the amount of nationalities in this World Cup. You know, obviously England being the home nation, but, you know, lots going on, right? Because you obviously got international referees that maybe their English wasn't as good. So like you say, yeah, it's like, you know, get off the pitch. You're off. Huh? What? Come on. Get. Oh, yeah. So it's lots of different ones.
Is that your different accents there? You didn't play the blinder there.
I'll apologise. I bit my tongue this morning when I was running, so I'm struggling to pronounce words.
It was, of course, the last time England won an international trophy. And
most
England fans will never keep that going.
Are we not considering Le Tournoi? Le Tournoi?
None of these, no. A major international trophy. Jay could probably claim it. He's got more England shirts than you, I think.
The men's team. We'll clarify that, right?
Yes.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. The last time England men's team won anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the credit should be going to the women's team now because they are flying at the moment. It was the first World Cup with a global TV audience. You ready for this one? Because, and I'll tell you why, the World Cup final was beamed live globally. And the reason being is because so many satellites were starting to go up into space in the 60s. You having that? That's a good one, isn't it?
There was a fact at that time where I think the Beatles did All You Need Is Love. And that was the first live musical stream going around the world at the time, which is kind of 66 at the same time as well. So interesting.
It is interesting. And it was a smaller tournament as well. We talked about this, didn't we? The simplicity of this one. It was 16 teams, 4 groups. Top 2 went through, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final.
You know what? That's a tournament for me, right? You got the best of the best of the best. Every game's key. There's no powerhouse versus an underdog to a certain extent. Compare that with what we're going into this summer and what we're going to in 4 years' time from now, where the worrying thing is going to get, and again, I'm not going to go on a diverse transit because I do sometimes, but the worrying thing for me in the future World Cups is you're going to see group stage games where certain teams are playing their reserves or their B teams instead of every World Cup I think we've had up until now. Until they've qualified for the next round, they're guaranteed to finish first or second. It's the best 11. Whoever's fit, it's your best 11 play from game to game. And that's what FIFA have got to try and hold on to, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I agree with you there a little bit as well, because it's starting to get out of hand, isn't it? But the one obvious omission from this tournament, there's no African teams in this tournament. And the reason is they boycotted it.
Yeah.
Because they were forced to play an extra round against the winners of the Asian qualification. So the African teams were like, no, we're not doing that. So then they dropped out. So you've got to imagine there was a couple of teams in there that would have done some damage. And arguably, the player of the tournament won the golden ball or Golden Boot, which we don't have a question for, so we can throw it out there now. Eusebio played for Portugal, but was actually from Africa, I believe. Probably going to get battered for that one as well. But I do believe he was from Africa.
I'd have fact checked that before. You might be right, Gary. I'm sure you are.
I think I ran it through Chad GPT, my friend.
Chad had a look at it. He'll probably say he was born in France or something like that, when knowing Chad and everything. 9 goals again for a smaller tournament with fewer games. To score 9 goals is pretty phenomenal.
Well, even when you look at the Golden Boot race, it was like 9, 6. A load of people have 4, and then after that, it was very few. Like even England won the tournament, but their top goal scorer was Jeff Hurst with 4, and he scored 3 in the final.
Right. Oh, you got saved there, Gary. You got saved.
Thank you very much, mate. You absolutely bailed me out there. I was sweating, but I was right. So
yeah, HR were looking at me and they're like,
HR, the hook. I can see the hook coming towards me just to drag me off the stage. But yeah, no,
it's a slippery soap.
It really, really is. Okay. Any other pointers on this one before I go to my favourite bit, as usual?
Is that going to be the kits? No, I mean, it's again, the main thing is that came out from this tournament, which again, we don't really know too much about it because again, we're going off what we've read and what we've heard of. It was a tournament where people were kicking 7 bells of what out of each other because, like you say, you could get away with it back then, unless you did a kamikaze tackle or punch somebody in the face. You're not getting sent off. You're not going to get awarded. You're just going to get free kick. Carry on. And unfortunately, due to the nature of this tournament, Brazil were the holders going into it, and their superstar child was Pele, and he got 7 bells kicked out of him during this tournament, which again, I'll talk a little bit further on down the line as well. And Eusebio, although he scored 9 goals all the way throughout the tournament, he got 7 bells of kicked out of him as well. And then Italy-Chile, that was the famous game where it just mass brawls that broke out into that one. Imagine that now. Imagine you just go up to a player and just, smack him. Yeah. Free kick. No VAR, nothing like
Pele
that.
Get stretch it off.
Stretch it off in the Portugal game. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. All right. Okay. So moving on, we'll give you the answer. The answer the question at the beginning was who found the World Cup trophy that had been stolen before the tournament. Now, we did get one answer.
We did.
We did get an answer.
And what it was.
And it was the correct answer. So the official answer for the show was Pickles the dog. A dog found the World Cup allegedly, wrapped in newspaper underneath a bridge. And to be fair to Kelly, she did get it. Pickles and dog. As if there was a fella called Pickles.
2 points. 2 points. 2 points to Cal.
A good start from it. Yeah, good start. All right, okay. So before we move into the next one, question. Which Asian team shocked the football world by knocking out Italy? Which Asian team shocked the football world by knocking out Italy at the 1966 World Cup?
They were the only Asian team at the World Cup.
Yes, they were. And it was a debut team as well.
Yes.
We can say that. Did we
do that as a question? What teams debuted at the World Cup?
We did not. But
let's wait for the answer. Let's wait for the answer before we get.
We'll wait for the answer. So, which Asian team shocked the football world by knocking out Italy? So you've got a couple of minutes to get through that. Right, my favourite bit, as ever. Okay. Oh, the mascot for this tournament, by the way, which is also another question, was World Cup Willie, which, it was literally a lion kicking a ball around.
Lion won it.
Don't get excited. Let's not get excited over there, lads. All right.
Wasn't there a stat? I mean, this would be one for Jay. Really, there was a stat about the amount of people who got pregnant during that World Cup. It came out when we were kids. It was the amount of people that were conceived during that tournament and that summer after that tournament.
Really? To be fair, I mean, so you could probably imagine, England. Just
right, you're watching the games like local time, so after work hours, having a drink and whatever, you come home, celebrate, and everyone's happy. And
World Cup Willie
9 months later, right?
And then World Cup Willie shows his head, and then that's it. It's over. There comes this hook again.
Hang on. I'll have a word. Yeah, Gary, just
tone it down. Tone it down. All right, you ready for this one? Can you imagine heading this beauty?
That's not a tennis ball, is it? That's not a
Oh
tennis
my
ball.
God, this thing must have been. I mean, I don't even want to think about how much this weighed when it was raining.
I think 25 pounds, right? That's what that 25 means, right?
Oh my God, I wouldn't be a million miles away, would it?
When it got wet, right? That wet leather just
well, there's people now that have had serious health problems off the back of this.
Yeah, people like Jeff Astle was the famous one. I think that we went through all the extensive research and donated his brain to science after he passed and had all sorts of injuries and stuff. But yeah, you're right. What baffles me and what amazes me is when you watch back and you watch some of the goals that were scored in that tournament. And we probably in our time we've held one of these balls, we at least picked them up and everything. You watch people like Bobby Charlton, how hard he could hit a ball. And that ball would just zing, would fly. And it's like, imagine what a player like that could do with a modern day ball. And, the same kind of strike through it and stuff. It'd be ridiculous.
That will always be the argument, right? That's always an argument now. Well, those old players couldn't do it. And they'd be shocking now. Have you seen the standard of what it was like in '66? Now, I don't disagree with that completely, especially because of the lifestyle point of view. But look at the pitches, look at the equipment, look at the balls, look at the kits. Like the kit. We'll get to the kits in a minute. Like this thing here, this is a replica, obviously from this thing. If this thing gets wet, it weighs a ton. It's not like the ones now, like the moisture wicking and they light as a feather.
And you talk about the tackles, right? If you're a player, Georgie Best or something like that, and you want to take players off and go, that at any point someone's going to smash you, and they're just going to get a free kick. Now, players have probably got a bit more protection. They're probably thinking differently where they're going forward because they know they're not going to have the leg broken by a tackle. You know what I mean? So if someone tackles them, they'll just knock them over. No one's going to come in and 2-foot them or scissor tackle or crunch them or go for the kneecaps or something like that. But back in the day, players like Ron Chopper Harris, he's called Chopper because he chops you. Is Kyle Walker called Chopper? No, it's a different era, man. Like even on Sunday League now, Jay's the one out of the three that still plays Sunday League. Like you can't get away with dodgy tackles anymore, can you?
You're not allowed to slide in the over 40 league I play in.
Seriously?
So if you slide, you're supposed to get a yellow card, which is then a 10-minute sin bin. Someone else can come on for you, but that's the rule. Now, when we play State Cup, you could slide still, so it's a little bit depends which leagues it is. But what about being old like we are and you lose your balance? Then you're all right. I just fell over. You just slide, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So you can slide to stop the ball going out, but yeah, but no one's. I mean, even when we played, in our 20s and whatnot, you could clip someone once and get away with it. Just turn around, too quick for me, ref. Sorry, ref, too quick for me. Yeah. But the second time, you're getting a booking. But back in those days, you could poleaxe people, and A, probably wouldn't even be a free kick, and B, if it was just a free kick. Mm-hmm. That was it, kind of thing. It's mental. I mean, like you said, the evolution's just been huge, right? And I think it's that mentality as well. You just in '66, that was the way it was, right? The way playing now, this is the way it is, and you just kind of get on with it, and there's not much you can do. I think back in the day they didn't argue like they do nowadays, right? There's a lot more, like I said, if you get hit, you get on with it, and if anything, you're just going to hit them back next time you get the chance, and then you move on again. And that's the biggest changes, right? Everyone's that's it, isn't it? A lot more protected, a lot more under the microscope as well, right? Because obviously cameras are everywhere as well, so you can't even get the little snidey off the ball ones in, can you?
Well, that's the problem as well. You can't get involved, can you? Can't just go back and give someone a clip. Right. So we had, speaking of clips, love that. It's that's a fair question, actually. I don't know if he did, No, they didn't. Asking the goalies. I don't think they did. The gloves didn't come in until the 70s. It was like the mid to late 70s gloves came in. You're catching an absolute brick coming towards you with no gloves on. Painful. Brutal. Punching a brick. Imagine punching it as well. Punching a brick. £25, like a medicine ball, isn't it, at that point? Yeah. All right, so I had a cracking... Probably, when you gave them gloves, they probably thought, this is a joke. I don't need gloves to play in goal, right? No, it's probably a very bizarre concept to them. Yeah, no. No, it wouldn't be a goalie anyway. It'd be crazy enough. All right, listen, we had a cracking video, didn't we, about the kits? But given that copyright is all over us and things like that, we can't show it. So the only thing I could pull up, or the only thing I could find from this one, out with being a diagram, was a picture of every single World Cup winning kit along the years. But if you look on the second row, England's kit there, the iconic, and it's one of the only ones in long sleeves. Second, only 2 in long sleeves.
74, yeah.
So I think everyone's had this at some point as well, haven't they? Like the England kit. But so instead of kits this week, what we're going to do is we're going to go grounds. Now, there was 8 stadiums for this tournament, and 3 of them don't exist anymore. So what we'll do is we'll just have a quick competition between the 2 of you. See,
we'll put them up on the screen, and we'll let people at home have a go as well.
Yeah,
because that's a good one as well. And we'll put it on because I'm not going to cheat or anything. I know what these are because I did this a couple of weeks ago when I did my research when we decided what we're going to do, and I could show Jay up and be smart ass and everything.
If you can have a look in the comments, if you want to,
I give him a chance.
Quick. Yeah, just quick. All right, we'll leave them on for like 10 seconds. If I get the Jeopardy music in my head, I'll do it as well. But there's the first one.
That's kind of an easy one. I mean, it's both stadiums are very iconic, aren't they? We've all been to the first one for football games, concerts, all sorts of stuff.
You forget how big the new Wembley actually is. Because I can remember going to Wembley as a kid. I think I've been twice. I went to a Charity Shield in '91, Man United Liverpool, and I went to a League Two playoff final, Burnley, in 1994. I think it was.
I went to the Auto Windscreens final in 1994, Huddersfield versus Swansea.
And when Wembley was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, but remember it was all wooden seats and stuff. Remember the old wooden seats they used to have there? Yeah,
it was like seating on the front and the bottom row on it. All right, that's an easy one. Okay, next one.
Now you'll get this if you look at the nowadays one. I think that's the giveaway.
Yeah.
Nothing in the comments yet. Nothing in the comments. Come on, Jay.
It's Old Trafford.
Look at him. He knows.
But I'm surprised in 1966 how modern to me Old Trafford looks.
No, Old Trafford. To be fair, if you look at the what's now the Sir Alex Ferguson stand on the left-hand side, for a couple of years after that, they built that all the way round.
Right.
I started going Old Trafford in the mid-'80s, and that was going all the way round by then. And it wasn't until Premier League era started coming back that they took each stand and they just doubled it, the section-wise.
Wow. It's just that left, that stand just looks so new compared to the one at the bottom and on the opposite side.
Yeah, Stratford End's different now, isn't it?
Stadiums,
All right, this is another easy-ish one.
You should have dubbed the words on the stand, shouldn't you?
I'm trying to give you the easy ones first.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, Villa Park.
All right.
No one in the comments. I thought South Asian Scouts would get some of these.
Yeah, I know.
Bit more old school looking at it, like it.
All right. Well, let's turn it up a bit then, Gary, shall we, lads? Should we turn the intensity up a little bit?
This one's easy, obviously. But it's funny. The funny thing about this is, it's obviously changed since '66, but the shape of it and the shape of the main stand is crazy still.
Right.
Okay.
Everton.
Yeah.
I'm giving that one away. All right, next one.
Now we're getting there a little bit, aren't we? See, I thought this could be Main Road to start with, but now I've been this ground. It's an awful ground, horrible to get to, horrible to go to.
Oh, I know what it is.
Go on.
I do know. It's Hillsborough, isn't it?
Yeah, this one is Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Pigeon Street, is it known to Blades?
All right. This is where it gets difficult.
Yeah. No one in the comments.
Wow.
No one in the comments. I've been to this. You been to this ground, Gary?
Never been to this ground.
Oh, I've been to this one.
All right. You have to give me a little clue of some sort.
It's in the north. A lot of the stadiums were in the north for this World Cup. So you think of Goodison Park, Old Trafford, Villa Park.
Go the other side. Go east. Again, think about grounds that are no longer there anymore.
It's not Sunderland, is it? Roker Park.
It is Sunderland.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Come on, Gary. Give it to him. Give it to him good.
Next one.
Oh, soap gets in the eyes.
Soap gets in the eyes for sure.
Again, think about stepping to this stadium as well.
That now picture looks like that's like AI. Is that even a real picture?
The funny thing is, Jay, the last time I went to the stadium, it wasn't a million miles off the way it looked in the left.
Oh, man. Little bit. Give me another little clue, please.
Close to the last one.
Close to the last one, yeah.
Newcastle?
No. That's still there.
Middlesbrough?
There we go.
Yeah. This one is the beast.
Yes. Yes. Now, Jay, when we said we were doing this show, you should have gone on Google or Wikipedia and started researching this.
Well, Gaz sent these pictures earlier in the week, didn't he? And I looked at it, I was like, that's interesting, and just didn't get around to it. I'm stumped.
HR are going to be busy. One for people not knowing their job, and the other one for
censorship issues.
Censorship issues. This is a tricky one, actually, because again, it's not many people know this stadium. It's long gone and it never got replaced.
I'm trying to think of that shape though of when there was like a full bowl like that.
Looks a bit like West Ham's ground now.
It's in Australia, right? I don't know. Chelsea, but it's not Chelsea, right?
No, it's not a million miles away from Chelsea, though, is it? This is
No.
White. This is White City Stadium in London. It's in Shepherd's Bush, right, Chris?
Yep.
So
and now it's got the Westfield Shopping Centre.
Yeah,
you'll see on top of it now.
Dog track. It used to be a dog track. It was athletics. It had everything in it, and then I think it got demolished in the 70s, maybe, or the 80s.
Who played there?
No, nobody actually played there. It was it was like a dog track, basically, and it was speedway, I think.
For the World Cup, huh?
And they used it for the World Cup, probably because it was in London and it had a decent sized capacity. But yeah, games were actually played there as well. So, love a bit of trivia.
Nobody got any of those in the comments. And everything.
Very interesting. They did Sunderland and Middlesbrough, right?
Yeah, you got to remember back in the 60s that they were two of the biggest teams back then as well. You remember as well. So you look at it, you wouldn't think of it today.
Yeah. Plus, you've got to look at it from a travel perspective as well. Like it wasn't as easy to get around. So like having Liverpool, Manchester, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, and then probably Villa, Sheffield, and then you've got the two London teams. So that's probably what it was. Yeah, exactly like this.
Your map, the Peter K map over there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. So before we go to the next round of stuff, which is the games, which Asian team shocked the football world by knocking out Italy? SAS got this. And to be fair, mate, I mean, listen, your tagline is South Asian Scouser, so you should have got this right, I would imagine. But it was Korea, and in particular, it was North Korea. They beat Italy 1-0 in the group stage to knock Italy out, and North Korea were a debut nation, actually got to the quarterfinals in their first ever tournament. So yeah, that was a big one. All right, easy question before the next round.
We're going to mention the other debut team.
I was going to in the next round, but if you want to mention
no, carry on.
Oh, look, here we go. You're flexing now. The only reason he knew because he was at the 2002 World Cup, and the press was how Italy got knocked by both. Look at this guy. You should get him on now.
We're hiring.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we will be after tonight. I'm getting hooked. All right, before we go, next one, easy one. Who was England's manager at World Cup 66? That should be an easy one for everybody. All right. Talk about games. I had 2 games written down. I had North Korea 1, Italy 0. When Italy got knocked out and they went back home, they got pelted with tomatoes as soon as they got back home. Because
maybe that's why they don't like qualifying for World Cups anymore. It's just easier not to get pelted by tomatoes when they go home.
Yeah, get them on the nice suits and that. And then the other one was the 2 debut teams met each other in the quarterfinals. The game was played at Goodison Park, and it was Portugal 5, North Korea 3, which is mad to think, really, isn't it? That Portugal, like Jay, it's mad to think that Portugal, this was their first World Cup.
I didn't know that was their debut. I was going to guess someone else, but that was a game I picked out just because Eusebio scored 4 in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Portugal. It's funny that you got to start somewhere, right?
But that's it, isn't it? But you also think about 16 teams, and there was still a number of South American teams in there as well. But I'm sure that it was a lot difficult to qualify because obviously England are the hosts. Portugal probably weren't as developed as a footballer nation at that time, obviously, even though they had the best player. But that statue's still up at Benfica, isn't it? It's actually quite cool outside the stadium. Saw that last year. It's decent. All right, what have you got? You're going to talk about Jimmy Greaves getting hard.
Well, there was that. Wasn't going to go into that too much, but yeah, England's star player for this tournament was Jimmy Greaves, and got injured in the group stage games against France. Had 14 stitches in his shin, Nowadays, you could probably play on with that, right? They could just figure out a way of doing it, maybe miss a game and go out. But back then, 14 stitches in your shin, I put him out for the tournament. And again, England's hopes were kind of pinned on their goal scoring wizard and Jimmy Greaves. The games I got was Portugal 3, Brazil 1, where your boy Eusebio scored 2 goals. And that was the game that Pele went off injured in, and his tournament was done for. And again, Portugal targeted him, kicked 7 bells of you-know-what out of him. And that was the end of a young Pele, who was one of the stars going into that tournament. Brazil were the holders, probably the favourites more so than England, just because of how they'd won it in such style the 4 years before. You mentioned North Korea. The other game I got down, there was the semi-final, England versus Portugal, where England won 2-1 with 2 absolute belters from Sir Bobby Charlton. Again, if you want to watch any of the goals, not necessarily the the second goal by Jeff Hurst in the final, but the goals by Sir Bobby Charlton in the semi against Portugal, where he's just struck them from no man's land. And then Portugal's goal scorer, you guessed it, Eusebio, nobody else.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should get a link to the YouTube, because obviously we can't do it ourselves and nick him all the goals, but maybe we can put a little link up to all the goals from that competition. We'll stick that on our socials so you can actually
most people, probably us included, we probably couldn't even kick one of these balls from 30 yards to get over the goal line. These guys were like smashing it, driving it without even bouncing. Top corner, bottom corner. You know, I don't think I could kick one of these balls. Funny story about balls. 1989. I was living in Manchester, but we go and spend our summer holidays in Nottingham, and we'd always go down to the embankment and watch Forest train. Grandfather's a big Forest fan and whatnot. I remember going as a young kid, you could go right on the pitches and watch the players train and everything. And a ball came over to me, and it was an old school multiplex. And it was the first time I realized, or you've learned out, that certain balls were doctored, that they were trained with, right, to help them improve the kicking. They were heavier. And it was Steve Sutton, the Forest goalie, came running over. He goes, "Hey, kid, kick us the ball back." I was about 7 or 8, and I got this weighted down multiplex, and I gave it a good smash to kick it back, and about broke my foot. I've never kicked a ball that hard in all my life. And now go back to these 25-ton balls, the Slazengers. That would have been 5 times what that ball in the 80s would have weighed. And like I say, it's like, it's no wonder that a lot of players retired in their 20s with all sorts of injuries, because of injuries for probably just kicking the damn balls.
Exactly. Especially when you think about that.
That is a memory you've unlocked there. Yeah, those balls.
Wow. Yeah. They look good.
Yeah.
You didn't edit. You didn't edit when they were rock hard.
Hold it, and you get it on the thigh, and that sting.
Kids don't know, Jay. Kids don't know. Kids don't know.
Easy nowadays, aren't they?
They're smashing Javalanis around like there's nobody's business. Yeah, it's ridiculous, mate. Ridiculous. So, all right. So Jimmy Greaves nearly got his leg taken off, which was bad enough. But we will move to the final, lads. I think it's worth moving to the final. Before we go to the final, easy one. Who was the England manager? She's at it again. Down, on Google probably.
It's is that his full name though? Are we going to go
for the tournament? Wasn't it? It was night soon after.
Half a point, Cal. Half a point.
Half a point. Exactly. All right. Okay. Before we get to the final, the England did win. Don't know if anyone knows that by now, but they definitely did. Yeah. You know what? That's a fair point about the balls as well. Makes the Brazilians juggling football in that era absolutely bananas. It is true. Absolutely true. All right. Question before the last one. Who presented England with the World Cup trophy in 1966? When we go to the final, all right. I know you lot are going to love this. Yeah, exactly.
I just read that. I'll give it. You have half a point back.
Yeah, exactly.
I give you a point, Cal. I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, Jay and I didn't get a cup of tea before this. You got a cup of tea, but we didn't.
I did. Yeah. Look. See, there we go. All right. So there's been a lot of controversy, and we can't show the video, but we will put we'll put something up there when we go. But so this whole Russian linesman conspiracy.
You take your time on that nice cup of tea that Cowboy made.
Mate, I'm all over it. Russian linesman conspiracy. England score a goal. There's a long pause. And then the goal is given. And I don't know.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal.
I don't know. I mean, listen, that's the picture we could put up of it. I don't know. You can't tell. But then they did one of these Bush League analysis things about it years later. It looks like something off FIFA, and it's not exactly the Frank Lampard one from the other week. I'm sorry. You can't, or the Roy Carroll one at Old Trafford from years ago. This is the other thing they did. You know, where they did like the little, what would be.
That is a FIFA picture. That looks like FIFA.
It does, doesn't it? That's what I mean. It's not. It's just anybody trying to justify.
We were talking this before. You know, now when you see like the offside thing on VAR go up and everything, and they show these weird little like doctored cartoon CGI graphics and stuff. It's manipulated as anything else, like that was as well. I mean, listen, he's give it. It's a goal. You know, we moaned about 86 and Maradona and the hand of God and all that kind of stuff. It's given. It's goal. You know, you play to the whistle. The whistle was blown. We move forward.
And the biggest argument always is when it comes back off the bar, Martin Peters jumps up and celebrates, doesn't he?
I told you this.
Nodding it in to make sure because he's convinced it went over. So.
He came out with that BS statement. Well, if it wasn't over the goal, I'd have definitely knocked it over. Right. Anybody who's played the game has been in that situation. If you have the chance to knock it over, you smash it in anyway. Yeah. You don't just turn around and cheer. Listen, English people have dined on this tournament ever since and whatnot.
We've had our fair share of bad luck, haven't we? So
it's true.
You take it when you get it.
Have a look, Gary. Have a look, Gary. So it's a goal. Linesman's give it, and again, you've got the amazing commentary where he just heard the commentator say, "It's a goal. The linesman's give it. It's a goal," and that was it a DJ or something? Some song they captured that it's a goal. They spun it and they put a loop on it and stuff, and it was a goal. It was a goal, Gary.
So then anyway, the West Germans scored in the 89th minute to make it 2-2. Goes to extra time. It's 3-2. And then this moment, probably one of the most iconic phrases. One of the most iconic phrases. What was it? They think it's all over. It is now.
Oh, it is now. Yeah, it's one of the most iconic photos in, I'd say, football, not just English football. I mean, look at the grit in the West German defender trying to get back to stop it. You got the scoreboard at the top showing the score. You got the flags going, and Jeff's just smashed that, hasn't he? He's just proper smashed it. Again, you think about the weight of these balls, where that ball, how much power it's hit with, and the accuracy. Top bins.
And he said when he was in that position with the clock running out, he just his thought was to smash it as hard as he could, thinking it would go over the bar and far, far away to just kill the clock. Right. I don't think the intention was to try and put it in, but it looked brilliant, didn't it?
And then the other famous Kenneth Wolstenholme, who was the commentator that day. Some people on the pitch, they think it's all over. You know, England fans with the whistles and the cheers, they thought the game was over, so they start the pitch invasion. He smashes that in. It is now. Yeah. Iconic.
You couldn't do that now either, could you? You couldn't have a few fans running on.
Going on. It'd be over kind of thing.
It'd be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it? All right, so we'll get to that. So England win the World Cup. We'll show that. Look at there he is now. Like they're the lads. They're the lads with the trophy. Is it Nobby Stars with no teeth on the left-hand side?
Nobby. Yeah, the sad thing is there's only one person from that starting lineup that's still alive, which is Sir Jeff. Everybody else, unfortunately, has passed away since then. Yeah.
But you forget it's a long time ago. But the ironic thing about all of this is we were saying before the year 2000 is not a million miles away. Like the 1998 World Cup, which we were talking about last week, is almost as close, if not the same, give or take a year or so. Then it's closer to 1966 than it is to now. It's frightening.
It's crazy. And again, it was 15 years before we were born. I don't know about you, Jay, but 81 babies, it was 15 years before we were born. 15 years ago from now is nothing. It seems like nothing. Maybe we're just getting old and, getting to that kind of weird, grumpy old man stage. I don't know.
We definitely are. All right. Okay. No one went in on this as well. I thought there'd be some people out there that would get this who presented England with the World Cup trophy. The answer was
Pickles.
Yeah, it was Pickles. They got Pickles out.
Pickles. Did you know
Pickles? What is it?
Was it Pickles the dog or just Pickles that presented it?
It might have just been Pickles the dog.
Not the guy selling pickles.
Yeah, not John Pickles. No, but like Pickles' collar is in the museum as well. You know, with that trophy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
there you go.
Fun fact. I know.
There you go. Right. I'm back in the summer. I'm gonna pop down.
Queen Elizabeth II. There she is now.
She is.
Oh, good old Liz.
Yeah, there she goes. And there's the other fella there in the background as well. Always in the background. Yeah.
Gary.
It's all right. It's all right. Anyway, all right. Listen, before we go, though, usually we do this at this point. We get to the point where we talk about players that got to move off the back of this World Cup. So instead, because it was so far away, and we, the way that transfers were charted at the time, we're not quite sure where people went. So what we did was we looked up. Yeah, it's
we didn't look this up. We knew this, Gary. We knew this. We didn't look it up. We knew this.
He's rocked in off the golf course, and late as usual. He's come back in, but it was managers who you might recognise now who played in the tournament. So the most obvious one for me. Well, go on, Jay. I'll give you one. Who's the most obvious one for you?
Oh, Jackie Charlton, I think, probably.
That would have been me. He went on to manage Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday, Newcastle, and then probably most famously with the run that he had with the Irish team. Yeah.
Charlton. Alan Ball obviously had a pretty good managerial career, didn't he?
He did. A long time at Bournemouth. He spent a bit of time at Southampton, a bit of time at Man City.
Yeah.
There's some cracking non-English ones.
Blow my mind. Blow my mind with this knowledge, guy.
So we got another English one, Jimmy Armfield. He was a one-club man, played for Blackpool for his whole career, but then in management, he managed Bolton and Leeds in the 70s.
Dirty Leeds.
All right. You had Cesare Maldini, who is Paolo Maldini's dad. So that's not a bad. That's a win for him already. And he won the Cup Winners' Cup in the 70s with AC Milan. You had Mario Zagallo.
And sorry, managed AC Milan and the Italy team. Cesare did.
That's a good shout. It's a good shout. Yeah. And then you have Mario Zagallo, who was Brazil's coach during the 94 World Cup when they won and 98 when they got to the final. And then the last one, Franz Beckenbauer.
Oh, yeah.
Managed West Germany. Managed West Germany in 2 World Cups, runner-up in 86, winner in 90. Also managed Marseille to a Ligue 1, winning championship. And
what league was that?
Ligue 1.
Del Boy. Okay, yeah. That I've got a blister on my mouth as well. And then he also managed Bayern in the early 90s, won the UEFA Cup, and he won the Bundesliga with them. I think that's a decent list.
That's not a bad shout. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good list of trophies collected by that win ratio as well. I think win ratio from those managers combined would be pretty epic.
I honestly don't think we've done a bad job there, lads. Given that this World Cup was 60 years ago and it was 15 years before we were born, I don't think we've done a terrible job with this. But we would love to know, if anyone's got memorabilia, footage, anything, tag us in it. We'll repost it and we'll get it out there. But if you do, remember Chris's promise. Anyone who tags anything with us,
put you into the draw. Go into the draw. Yeah. One of my first memories of the 66 World Cup is my dad had a little fixture book. It was about that big and it had all the fixtures in. He put a little pencil, he'd written all the scores in it and stuff and kept it for 50 odd years. I actually got it. I had it for about 5 weeks and lost it. So it's a sad bit of memorabilia that's kind of disappeared and gone now, unfortunately.
I do have a World Cup 66 program somewhere
over the rainbow.
Well, it was go on.
First guy to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. Has there been any others?
Yes. Mbappe, right?
Yay! Yeah. That should have been a question, shouldn't it? That should have been a question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Did he score a hat-trick though? That's the real question.
Oh boy, don't start
left foot, right foot header, wasn't it?
Could have been. Yeah. I had the programs. I used to do the program runs. I was one of those geeks that used to go to the program fairs and get all of them. Got some good ones. World Cup 66 being one of them. I just don't know where it is anymore. Sad times we live in.
Sad
All right.
times. Sad times.
Guys, listen, we'll come to the end of World Cup Wednesday for this week. Thank you so much for getting involved. Thanks to Jay for popping on. Out with his busy showering. Back in the shower for you, mate. Get your sauce soap.
We'll get some for next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely get some sort of plug for them next week. Again, as usual, if you haven't done already, please subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I believe now, and also X at EPL Across the Pond. This has been #World Cup Wednesday. We will be back tomorrow for our Thursday preview show. Lots to talk about in the Premier League today, especially with Man City winning and Liam Rossini getting fired. But we will pick up that tomorrow. Crazy. It's all going mental. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next week with another episode of World Cup Wednesday. Cheers.